focus on the customer. A lot of times, the the problem with companies is that they have really really cool technology that I'm like, wow, I wish I built that, but it doesn't solve a problem because customer, at the end of the day, your customer, whether it's a B2B or B2C or whatever, the customer needs a problem solved. Like, think about all the apps you download. You probably actually don't even download many apps anymore because most of your problems on the phone are solved. But when you do download an app, you use it because it's solving a problem, not because it was built with Golang in the back end or uses AI or machine learning algorithms. No, the customer doesn't actually care about React or Svelte or anything. The customer cares about, is this solving my problem? A lot of times, including myself, when I started like in this industry 15 whatever years ago, a lot of times people conflate those two. And if you look at 18-year-old me or 20-year-old me was like, I gotta make sure this scales up because it needs to like scale up on like an AWS cluster using Redis and session keys and whatever. The customer doesn't care about that. The customer wants to just solve a problem. So focus as much energy as you can on actually understanding if you're solving a customer problem. The backend can be written in like the worst code ever. If you look at how Irene was coded in 2018 and how it's coded now, night and day. 2018, I hacked together this entire thing just to make it work. Then, once we started getting our first customers, I did a complete rewrite because I was like, that's not scalable, and now we're scaling up. But if I had spent all this time and energy doing what I did now, if I invented, Funeral OS and all these automations for the long time, for like the first 30 customers, our funeral directors did everything by hand on the back end because we didn't know if this was an idea worth pursuing. So we just focused on solving the customer experience. I told the funeral directors, I promise I will automate this entire thing for you all. But right now, you just need to spend a lot of time doing this. And it's not like we had a lot of customers when we first started. We were doing 2 or 3 cremations a month back in 2020. Now we're doing, I don't know, like 200 something cremations a month. So like it's like in a month. So if I had built all these like algorithms and systems because it was cool, because as an engineer, I'm like, that's really fascinating. 2 years ago, it would have been completely wasted on 2 cremations a month. Like that's it, whatever, right? So the focus always has to be on how do we solve the customer's problem first, then comes all the technology and all like the interesting parts of tech, scaling, AI, all that stuff. Problem number one, figure out what the customer needs.